Welcome to my Virgo channel. It's been a while since I've been on. My apologies, a lot's been going on, but I am back for good. So welcome. And if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance about the channel you can find in the description box. Okay, you can then find all important links as well, website link, Patreon link. So if you're someone that is in need of shadow healing, you definitely want to check out my subscriptions on Patreon. Starting at $7.99 comes with inner child healing, shadow work, reparenting, inner I said inner child work, but also breath work, meditation, EFT, and a lot of different healing modalities. So every time we meet, we go over a different shadow, and there's PDFs and a lot of different exercises. So it's really an affordable way to help you heal, and you become part of the community. So like I said, it's something to definitely check out. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the day. And the word of the day I always take from my Psychic Soul Healer deck. And so let's see what the word of the day is. The word of the day is nervousness. Nervousness. We're going to see how that ties into your reading. So if you're new to the channel, also know that I will look and see what your person's going to do, what's going to happen in your life, what's happening in your life. But I like to look at the spiritual blocks. I like to be able to give you solutions on how to heal and how to quantum jump into the reality that you want. When we have a karmic situation, it means we have an opportunity to learn. And there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness determines your habits and your behaviorisms and pretty much how you're going to deal with the situation. Karma means learn. So when we deal with a situation wrong or perceived as wrong, what happens is we don't like the outcome. It brings some sort of pain. Well, if we're dealing with a soulmate, the twin flame, it brings emotional pain. So when we're nervous about the energy, it means we've gone through experiences that are similar, or we feel as if we know who we're dealing with, or we're not coming from the right level of consciousness about ourselves. And that means, or we are coming from the perception of seeing, but we're not prepared. It's giving us intuitive insight about why something may not work out, right? When we feel nervous, we are basing it on a lot of times past experiences. So karmic themes are themes that continue to play out in our life until we heal them. So you may break up with that karmic mate, but then attract another karmic mate where they do the same thing that awakens and triggers your wounds. And depending on how you react and respond will determine what happens. You know, sometimes we're dealing with someone where we have to respond a certain way. And we say, well, I keep attracting the same type of person, which a lot of times if I'm feeling this nervous energy, if there's a sense of I'm afraid I'm not going to choose the right person, or there's certain aspects of that person that I like that I don't trust. They don't make me feel safe. And it's based again on past experiences. And sometimes those past experiences we can never really erase, and they really do damage the relationship. And that's then that person's karma, right? Because karma means learn. So a person gets away with being shady a lot of times, they will continue to be shady until someone puts a stop to it. And that's, like I said, we continue to do the same things. So in this reading, we are going to look and see exactly what you're nervous about. Again, how that word ties in. We're going to see what's happening in your situation and what the hidden truths are and what the shadows are and how to balance out your situation. Okay, so we are going to just look and see what's going on within your situation. But I always believe the word of the day that I choose always leads into like the reading somehow. We are alchemists. We transform fear into love and shadow into light. So I feel like, again, this is a karmic relationship that then is karmic because there's an opportunity to learn. And so a lot of times we get our soulmate that comes into our life and the same karmic themes play out. And the karmic theme could even be a theme that you learned in childhood. It could be not enough, not good enough, feel shameful, not able to express one's emotions. Again, we're taught through our environment and how our parents were taught. So ancestral karma. So what I'm feeling is you are connected to someone that emotionally is not intelligent. They just don't know how to express themselves. They don't feel comfortable expressing themselves. They're not comfortable feeling vulnerable. They tend to come more from a reactive place because they have a lot of trauma around relationships. And I feel for you, you've had bad relationships, but not really where all your trauma comes from. Your trauma comes from the environment that you grew up in. And so like comes to like, you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life. So this is talking about a karmic relationship that's being brought together to transmute, has an opportunity to transmute wounds. But this is why you're nervous, because and I believe that your person is nervous. Your person's nervous because they've never not been able to be in control of their emotions and feelings. And with you, they really have no control over their emotions and feelings, and they've tried to. And I think for you, you're like, you've showed me a lot that I don't know whether we can, come back. I'm trying to connect to you and give you a message. Can you hear me? So your person still has a lot of pride. They're scared to approach you. So, and they're prideful. So what's really protecting them is pride. And as I said in the beginning, when we get a soulmate, it's a lot of times they're teaching us. And part of teaching is really, we have to first surrender the ego. So your person is in a place of, I want to talk to you so bad, but it's like, I can't get past my ego. So there is deep conditioning that I feel like your person, I'm going to take all three because I'm being called. I long to sweep you off your feet, shower you with my love. So they're thinking about this and they're like obsessive almost. So not uncommon for soulmate twin flames. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of passion from past life, soul connections to again, that passion is that part of that unconditional love. It transcends time and space. And that's how the love is able to be recognized in this life. So there is a lot of passion, but the reason why they are a soulmate is because there's, again, lessons to be learned. And depending on how you play them and depending on how this person plays them. So even though you're in separation, the lesson hasn't been learned. So they have not, they haven't dealt with this, these feelings before. So they come out in a very passionate way. Your person is very comfortable, showing passion physically, but not showing passion intimately through forming a connection and being able to emotionally be there. They're not able to even be emotionally available for themselves. So, and this is why with your connection, it creates a lot of overstimulation for them. It makes them extremely nervous. And so their ego then, well, they go into survival mode, they get into their own way, where they're usually very calm, cool, and collected. So you may say, well, I feel like they're calm, cool, and collected, but I always feel like they don't really act that way towards me, or I feel like they don't show me of feelings or emotion. No, because they care. The more that they care about you, the more that they can, because there's a sense that you can still hurt them. So when our conversations are light hearted and playful, it eases the tension that it's sometimes there when we talk. So it's, again, they're very nervous, and it's because you are deep, you're a highly sensitive person. This person is very logical, analytical. I'm not saying that they're not sensitive, but different communication styles, different love languages. This person is the type of person that would, make you something to eat, or mow your lawn, or fix something in your house, or do something for you to express that they care. But they're not able to really communicate and express their feelings, and you are someone that kind of needs that. So what happens is you talk to them and then you say things, and it stirs up a lot of emotion inside them, and they have wounds, so then they go up in their head. So what they say might even come across as if they don't care. If anything, they go out of their way, you feel, to show that they don't care, but they're doing that because they don't feel comfortable showing you their vulnerability, and that you have that much power over them. So of course, like light-hearted communication, where you're like, this person only wants to be surface with me. No, this person just doesn't want to feel those deep feelings because they don't, not emotionally intelligent, and that's how it started. So it's very difficult because we subconsciously rely a lot on the emotions to dictate and tell us how our relationship is going. And a lot of times intuitively, we may not even be right, because we don't know exactly why a person feels the way that they do. So when a person doesn't feel comfortable talking, because it's going to show vulnerability, because they're going to feel emotions, you can see how this would be a really difficult relationship already, because they need healing. I feel the chemistry between us. We need to trust that the energy we share will bring us back together again. So this person, again, is focusing a lot on chemistry, focusing a lot on the physicality, as I said before. And this is what keeps you nervous, because you're like, okay, well, it's yes, I realize that this person's passionate about me, but I still don't get what I need. And so understand, soulmate twin flames relationship, they have different love language. You come into this person's life, you are completely different from this person. You're not their norm, meaning like everyone tends to have a type. You're not their type, you vice versa. And so this relationship is not an easy relationship. So there is a lot of different emotions that are happening at one time. However, it's almost like both of you feel like you don't have control over it. And that's how you know that it's a real soul relationship. We're going to look at some soulmate energies right now before we actually look at the shadows, because we want to see what this person's intentions. What is this person's intentions? I want to look at the soulmate cards, and I want to also look at the hidden truth. I want to look at these two decks. So we're going to first look and see, because that helps us to know intention and to know also what they're going to do. Because if we need to shape shift the situation, sometimes we need to, when dealing with a person that is fearful, it means they're coming not exactly from the highest vibration. They're coming from their level of consciousness, which tends to be very selfish, because survival is that. It's I'm only looking at things from my level instead of communicating. So automatically we can see, like I said, why this relationship would be difficult and why certain things would happen. So let's see. I've lost faith that real love exists. People have lied to and cheated on me. I'm afraid to open my heart now. So there's a sense of this person wants you in their life, but they're also like are afraid. So it's they're kind of trying to have their cake and eat it too. They want you in their life on their terms. And it's because this happens when we have a block. It's like we want things done a certain way. We need them done a certain way. So it's again, this person is trying to create structures where they have a lot of freedom and they're not really able to communicate. And we see why, like I said, it's not uncommon until we heal, like we are always going to bleed onto the next relationship, and that's what it is. I need to be alone for now. I need to make sense of my intense feelings. I don't want to feel this way. So again, they feel like they don't have any control over themselves. So I also feel like you bring out a lot in them, like they don't like their life right now, that they look at your life, they feel like you have your life all put together. There's a sense where they're kind of putting you on a pedestal. And again, they don't really know who you are. They haven't taken the time to get to know. And there's these strong feelings. This person thought by keeping you at a distance and by breadcrumbing you that they were going to protect their heart, that they were going to feel safe. And they're what they see is they're not safe. What they see is that they feel worse than they've ever felt before because they're in separation. So there's almost like, I feel like I can't get a hold of myself. I feel like your person is going through a spiritual awakening right now because there's a lot of different feelings, a lot of different emotions, and they are not emotionally intelligent. I don't deserve you. You're too good for me. Didn't I say this? I should. I said, I'm telling you, they're putting you on a pedestal. I took you for granted and treated you badly. I'm sorry. So it's again, they had a big ego. They never really cared. Like I said, they wanted things on their terms. They were too coming from a survival perspective, mainly because again of other relationships that they've had. So they're coming to that place. I long for you day and night. I'm consumed by my desire for you. Our chemistry is amazing. So again, the passion. So maybe like this person only wants the passion. It's not like they only want the passion. It's that this person is not on a high vibration. They are going through an awakening to raise their vibration. They're gaining new awarenesses. They kind of gave up on love. They are judging you through all their past relationships instead of who you were. And they were trying to like strategize and manipulate the relationship. And because I do have feelings for you, I just want things on my terms so I don't get hurt. But you know, now that they did this and you're actually in separation, now they realize that they were a jerk. They treated you badly. And they're kind of looking at things from a different perception, which is really good. They needed to do that. So let's look at the hidden truth. And let's see whether or not they ruined it with you. They could have ruined it. You could be like, screw that. I don't want to be with this person. But I feel like for some of you, if this is a real twin flame relationship, and even if it is a real past life, the person, a lot of times we don't have control. The same way that this person has no control and they're like, I have no control. I have so much feelings for you. You don't have any control. You're like, can't help it. I just like this person. And God says, well, that's a divine relationship. It's a universal one. It's the one where the universe has chosen this person. And they've been with you for many, many lifetimes. And you haven't learned that lesson either in a lot of lifetimes. So let's learn it in this lifetime so you're not going to feel. So many things remind me of you, and that's what happens. So when you're like, oh my God, they got to find somebody else, they can't. You can't be replaced. You're already inside of them. They're vice versa. There's soul recognition, the passion, the chemistry. They can't let it go. The spirit's sneaky. That's how you. That's why you're like, why don't I have any control over this? I feel crazy. I have feelings for this person, but I hate them at the same time. And it's because there's a fine line between love and hate. This person's different. Were not perfect. They didn't treat you perfect. They were more concerned about protecting themselves and did not care what it looked like to you. Because again, now that you're in separation, they were nervous. They're like, shit. And now I'm looking back and the way that it went down, and I kind of look very stupid. I look like an asshole. Like, and because they have feelings, they're like, well, I wish I didn't care. If I didn't care, it would be easier. But now I care, and it's overstimulating to even, how am I going to even say? I'm kind of trying to send out messages ESP wise so that you pick it up, and that's really how your reading started, where it's like it doesn't work that way, but they're like, but you're my person, Virgo, so I feel like you would actually hear me. It's like, and you might be like, I hear you, I fucking hear you, but I'm not doing a damn thing because you need to like show me something emotionally. And they're like, I don't want to do that. That's I might melt. That's their fear. And so about healing. Okay, I want to be more than friends. And that's what the problem is. Like, I don't really know how to come in and say that, especially since I wasn't a friend and I was actually a jerk. It's like, but I've thought about it and I really want to be more than friends with you. All right, well, let's see. I'm going to put that card back in. See, put it back in the deck because I want to see what you feel about that. Even though I kind of feel like you like this person, that you're like the majority. They're like, yeah, they were a jerk, they were stupid, but if the person fixes it, let's see what it says. I regret lying to you. So I don't, again, maybe you said that you don't care about them. Maybe again, this person, I feel like they didn't treat you right, so you downplayed the way that you cared about this person too. I feel you even though we're apart. But like I said, I'm standing by that. I really feel like that there's, again, a good heart connection between you both. I wish I could share my good news with you. So you're missing this person and you feel them also. And that's because it is a soul connection. I feel like because it's a general reading, some of you will really want to be in this connection and some of you guys won't want to be in this relationship. But I do know this person showed that they didn't care. So because they acted the way that they acted, you did not feel comfortable in opening up. And I feel the irony is both you guys want to be together and both you guys would need to be able to open up in order to heal, this imbalance. Otherwise, there's a sense of not, but we're going to pull a Samskara card to see what exactly is the block and what you need to do to integrate it, because a lot of times we have to go back to the inner child wound, which is what we were taught. But your person was definitely taught not to express their feelings, not to show feelings. They feel like that's being strong. So once they say something or do something, they a lot of times don't want to go back and renege on it. Like I said, they're trying to not utilize their emotions and feelings. They strategize too much. So they come across as like not caring. Fear. So you got it again, fear. So this is all about fear is the mother of the shadows inside of us. So it's the normal part of being alive, yes, but it's like we need to ask ourselves, when do I experience fear? What is my fear pattern? And how does fear manifest itself in the body? What is my fear trying to teach me? And so again, your person would need to do the shadow work to be like, what is it? And it's really that the intimacy from their past relationships and to be able to integrate that. So let's see how Spirit tells us to integrate. Let's ask how to integrate, how to heal it, because you got the fear twice. And I believe that's for you too. There's a fear of, I'm afraid to open up to this person because this person doesn't know how to open up to me. And that would be the right thing for you to feel, to be honest with you. But it's not because this person doesn't have feelings. They have feelings, but they're too busy protecting themselves. So I want to see how to heal it, and then I want to see what they plan on doing. I know it's kind of mixed match, but it's what's how I'm being called to do the reading today. So I'm not judging the process. I'm just saying, usually I would have pulled this card now. But Spirit says, no, pull it now. Okay. So inner strength, nothing moves me from my path to light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. So it's pretty much, no one can hurt you. You can't hurt this person can't hurt you, and you can't really hurt them if you're both taking care of yourselves spiritually. And that means not just spiritually, like, but actually like investing in your lives. So investing in your career, investing in hobbies, investing in friends. If you both have your lives of your own, because what I see here is your person doesn't communicate. So it could very well easily become a thing of that's codependent, where you're like expected to just know. And because you're tapped into this person all the time, but you have to psychically be on them all the time in order to like, know what they need. And then you're ignoring yourself. This person has not had good relationships because they don't know how to express. They don't have emotional intelligence. So, like, really, they're going to emotionally try to manipulate you, right? It's again because they don't communicate. So they would do it shady and to try to get you to do it. That's what their ammo is. That's how they, got themselves into this issue to begin with. But once they're in the relationship, they would fall back to their comfortability level. You can't let them fall back into their comfortability level. You have to understand why people get bored in relationships and what the spiritual block is and what the triggers are. And really, in this relationship, if a person can't communicate what they need and they're not going to express how they feel, and they try to strategize too much, then you are focusing then way too much energy on them. They're focused too much energy on you. Because if you're so busy strategizing and trying to protect your heart, are you really in life? Can you really enjoy the person? If you can't be in a relationship and feel comfortable and happy because you're not strong within yourself, then you shouldn't be in the relationship. If you're going to be in the relationship, you still have to be strong within yourself. And when we're talking about inner strength, I'm talking about emotional strength. Because like I said, very easily, we can see how it can turn toxic. So I'm going to put one more. Divine light. I am expression of love and I shine light the sun. My inner light is strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. So again, finding who you are, but then also listening to intuition. Like, again, nothing can harm you. You are of light. You are divine. Like, even if your physical body, God forbid, was to die, your spirit never dies. That you are, again, of light and that you have a lot of power. This person sees your light. And when we recognize a soulmate, they feel like home. They feel very comfortable. they feel light. So it's again not about losing your way, being strong with yourself so that you can then be able to tap into your intuition. Remember, you can't be in a place of fear and tap into your intuition at the same time. It doesn't work that way. So it's about being balanced in the relationship because, like I said, you have no control. If there's a real soulmate twin flame, there's a sense of, I know that this is a bad idea, but it's like I can't help myself. Or I know that this person has that potential. Well, it depends on how you choose to play the game. We can look at things like they can, but we can also take control of our own life, like I said, and make choices and act on our intuition. And like I said, and a lot of times through you handling the situation differently by not allowing this person to emotionally manipulate to get their way, they're going to be stronger because there is unconditional love there. They can't control it. So that's the nervousness. It's like, I'm nervous because it's like, I care about this person, which means I have to let them in. And it's like, but I'm afraid, but I'm willing to like learn how to do that now. But it's going to be up to you to set those boundaries. And that means you have to be strong within yourself. Otherwise, you get the karmic repercussion. And that's what's going on within this situation. See, when you're in a power struggle where this person wants the power because they're protecting their heart, but you're also protecting your heart, then the relationship doesn't go anywhere. This person is actually going to surrender a little bit, but that doesn't mean that they're healed. So I want to see just really fast what they plan on doing, if anything. But what it showed is that it's at least in their mind that they plan on doing something. I miss you. So it's again, they can't stop thinking about you. Like I said, that I feel like I ruined everything. So they're stuck in regret. Friends or family disapprove of this connection. So again, this person's very codependent. And I feel like they, for a long time, let a lot of people's opinions of what they should and shouldn't do is, entertain, like take up too much space, I should say, in their brain. So, and that overstimulates them. They're not strong within themselves, which is why they get into bad relationships to begin with. I love you. So they realize, again, this one fell on the floor, but nevertheless, this person, and possibly because it was a jumper and it's nervous, again, that nervous energy. So they have to overcome the fear of who likes it, who doesn't, what it may look like, what it doesn't. It's again, this person is being called to grow their inner strength too. And that's a lot of times you got to go up against the grain. You're not going to be able to approve, and not everyone's going to be able to approve. But the reason why that this is dangerous for them is they're not strong within themselves. And then on top of it, if they're going to have people in their environment that are going to do that, and then here it is that they're not open to you, then for sure you're not going to have any control in this person's life. This person's just going to treat you from their comfort level, and their comfort level is that they don't have control over their life. They give other people, so we can see again their type of healing. So, but unconditional love heals everything, and it always wins. It makes people do what they wouldn't do. We tend to forget that. So it's karmic, meaning what you do. So I'm pointing out their blocks and their fears, but they plan on coming towards you. Water underneath the bridge. So they feel like whatever transpired, they're hoping that you, again, feel like it's water underneath the bridge. I feel like that's why they waited so long to come towards you. There is something I am hiding from you. I feel like that has to do with the people that are in their lives, that again, the fact that they don't have full control over their life, even though that they do, they tend to hide behind a big persona, have a big ego, but really the people that are closest to them have too much power, and they're not all that in front of those people. They're all that in front of you because they want you to perceive they're that way, but they're not really that way. And so what they're hiding is, again, that there's people in their life that have too much power, and they're not really the person that they say that they are. You are the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. So nevertheless, whoever's in their environment that's trying to talk them and shade their perception, it's not working. It's not working. And that is inevitably, I'm kind of feeling like your person doesn't exactly know when they're coming to you, and they don't know how they're going to come to you. It's almost like it just keeps going around and around and around in circles. Like they know that they have to because they just can't stop thinking about you. And so I feel like they're just going to wake up one day and they're going to take action. It's like, and there's going to be no rhyme, no reason, and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, they actually did it. Because everyone that's in their environment that knows about you, they may not know who you are, but they know that this person has somebody that they're interested in and that they want to pursue a relationship. Now, I'm sure it's someone's baby mama, someone's baby daddy. I'm sure for some is parents, family members, friends that are considered family members, but nevertheless, your person's not happy in their life. They see you as like being able to fulfill some sort of happiness, but in that, they have to not just surrender their ego, but they have to overcome like everything that's in their environment that is telling them that this connection isn't a good idea, because the connection just pretty much means freedom for this person, and the people in their environment don't really want them to have the freedom. So I feel like your person has so much anxiety about having to deal with that. They don't know when they're coming, but they know that they're coming because it keeps on the feeling of needing to be with you and talk to you and wanting to connect to you and missing you is what keeps on coming up, and it's growing. It's not getting smaller, it's growing because their guilt is growing. And that's how they know that this is a relationship that you're supposed to be in their life. And really, from a spiritual reason, we can see why, because you changed their life. You give them hope to change their life, to break away from people that really they either outgrew, don't have their best interests at hand. And for you, you might say, well, what the hell am I learning from being connected? Because, okay, I see what am I learning? What am I supposed to be getting out of this? So let's look really fast, because sometimes we do say, okay, what the hell am I supposed to be getting out of this relationship? Especially if I don't feel. So let's take it from two decks. The universe will tell us what we need, and we'll see what inner child wound will heal, and we'll close it off there. Okay, let's see. What is the universe? What are you, Virgo, supposed to be getting out of this connection? So for this person, they, again, are stepping into their best self, but that means that they have to change their entire life, which they wouldn't normally do. So again, that you're part of that mix, because they're also changing the way that they're going to start dealing with you, which means show you all a little bit more emotion. They have to come forward. They have to surrender their ego. Remember, they had a big ego. They didn't give a lot because of the people in their environment. So we're seeing how the relationship benefits them, but how does the relationship benefit you? I mean, from a spiritual perspective, because not just one person benefits when it's a soul relationship, any soul relationship or karmic relationship. Let's see. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. So for you, I'd say it's not, again, because I picked the universal cards, it's to forget what you think that you need. So if I'm thinking prayer, I'm thinking something that connects to the divine. So when you pray for something, right? You pray for something what you really want and you really need. So when you find your soulmate, your twin flame, there's a sense of, I really need for them to act a certain way towards me for me to be happy. I need for it to look a certain way. And mainly a lot of times we need that because we have wounds where on some level we went through an experience where maybe we didn't get the emotional support, or maybe we didn't get the praise, or maybe we didn't feel special. Whatever the issue was on an emotional level, we didn't get. So we're looking for this person to give it to us. So we have an expectation. But if this is a soulmate, if this is a twin flame, if this is a past life, there is unconditional love. There is no ownership. There is no expectation. So you are learning how to surrender to what is. Meaning you may say, well, I don't really like the way that they handled the situation. I don't like the way that they treated me. I don't like the spirit saying, but are you staring at that more than the fact that there is love here? Again, forget what it says. The key to prayer is to forget what you think you need. So do you really need for that person to come in and do it a certain way? Or do you need love? Everybody needs love. What's more important? Is it the way that they handled the situation, or the way, again, like the way that they approached you? Because sometimes we get caught up in the way a person did something, how they handled the situation, and we take it as like our default, when really the spirit's saying that that's how you feel about you. That has nothing to do with you. That's the way, that's their process. So now you're going to be triggered over their process. Well, then you have inner child wounds that need to be looked at. So we'll just pull to see what is the inner child wound to see, because there is imagination. So sometimes it's thinking of the worst. It's like in your imagination, you have expectations again of what it should look like. So that's not real. And so maybe in your mind, that's a safe place, or you just feel like, again, that's your comfort zone. And truth, really, like I'm looking for truth. Like I don't really, people lied to me. So unless they do things a certain way, where really spirit says that's your wound. It's truth is you have to find someone else's truth. It's again, everybody expresses love differently. You're getting a soulmate, twin flame person that does not love the same way that you do. They do not express. It's again, two different approaches. They wouldn't have chosen you. You wouldn't have chosen them. This is a divine connection. Both don't have any control purposely because you needed to heal. This person, again, needs to heal, like, living by other people's rules and to stop being manipulated and guilted and sharing too much of what their plans are and looking to get encouragement to get strong within themselves. And you need to stop judging the process and having great expectations. And both of you don't need to lose each other in the relationship. Continue to grow yourselves, find yourselves, but be the love and support for each other too. And your relationship will be fine and no one will get hurt. You'll find balance, because what you'll see is there's unconditional love. So even when you guys didn't talk all the time, haven't talked, and there's still this feeling and this caring and this, well, you couldn't break the unconditional love. And this also means when you're creating yourself and doing for yourself and they are for them, you won't break the unconditional love there either, because it has transcended time and space. This person is supposed to be in your life. It is karmic though, depending on how you play it. You must heal those things and your relationship will be able to be good. So I'm going to leave that there. If you resonated with this message, Virgo, let me know. And I will be on again shortly, soon, maybe within a day or two. Okay. And remember, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, write that word in your comment bar. I don't remember what the word was. You can find it by listening to the beginning of the video. All right, I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.